I'm going to hit you guys with an old one. Good evening, gamers, and welcome to CappingTV's coverage of the Season 27 Open Grand Final. My name is Snazzy, and with me tonight I have Jinx and a team of ants. How you doing, fellas?
I'm doing great, thanks. This is hopefully going to be a pretty good game. I've been hyped for it basically all season. 2 top seeds of Open. Should be good.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I haven't casted in about 8 years, and I figured, what the hell, I'll come back and do something tonight, because what the fuck else is there to do during quarantine but cast some TF2?
Yeah, man, that quarantine hits something different, doesn't it?
That's ridiculous. But here we are.
Well, this is going to be probably, definitely the biggest game of Open, possibly one of the biggest games of either Open or Main. Like, these two teams have been battling it out all season. They've played each other 3 times. Well, this will be the 3rd, rather. And honestly, the games have been like quite close. Admittedly, Back to the Bones has been pulling through, but most of the time. But I don't know, Stakes team, the Zoo has been popping off a little recently, I have to say. It's especially because they're playing such unique maps like Granary. I'm talking about. It's not a kind of map that's it's very different from the others. It's very slow and very stalematey. So we'll have to see if that plays into to the Zoo's favor. Try and see if they can kind of pull through on that.
Yeah, for sure, man. So the maps in this one, we're looking at Granary, Reckoner, and Snakewater. I can't remember what order the picks were in, but I think you were telling me earlier that because obviously you've followed. That kind of sounds like a snub, but I don't mean it that way. You've been following Open a little bit more than I have. Jeez, sorry. So you were telling me that these ones were like a little bit more favoring towards Back to the Bones Daycare, which is like, I know more players on that team than I do on the other one, so I'm obviously myself, I'm gonna favor them like a little bit more. But so like, can you explain to me like why do you think necessarily, like, not being like clear, but like why would you believe that maybe this one might actually lean a bit more towards them?
Yeah, well, this game isn't in the bag by any means, but I would say for a few reasons it favors that team. They've been pretty dominant all season, just in general. They haven't lost actually a single map, but Granary is one of their most confident maps, and the team itself actually plays quite slowly, which I think will sync up nicely with the Granary pick. They like to slow things down, take it at their own pace, and really just think through every play. Whereas the Zoo plays a much more explosive, much more soldier heavy playstyle with big double bombs coming forward, which tend to make them very impactful on mids, but I think they might get a little constricted by the slow play from Back to the Bones. And that's not to say that Back to the Bones isn't also explosive. Chief is probably one of the best players in Open. Frankly, his just ability to command situations is almost unparalleled, I would say.
That's mad. So just quickly, while we're talking about players, let's talk about rosters. So I have down for the Zoo, we've got Swarry and Larson. I hope I'm saying everything right. On Scout, Combo, and Flank, respectively. Then we got Jamuel and STR as Combo and Flank Soldier. And we got Stakers Demo and Buffet, BFEA, as Medic. Who's on Daycare? I'm not totally clear on that roster personally.
Back to
Jamal,
Daycare.
sorry, it's not Jamuel, it's Jamal. I'm sorry.
That's unfortunate. But Back to the Bones Daycare has got Space Bear on Combo Scout, Olaf on Flank Scout, Tank Drop and Moo on Soldiers, Moo roaming, with Big Chief on Demo and Dizzy, the medic. Chief and Dizzy are 2 quite old players coming back after a bit of a hiatus, but pretty much every other player in this game is new, just barring maybe Tank Drop. So I'd be and Olaf actually, but I'd be interested to see how their experience sort of pans out in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we're going to be talking experience, it might be a good time to throw at Jinx's way. Do you know any of these players?
Yeah.
Who are these people? No, I feel like, I come out of Jumanji, man. Someone rolled a 6 or an 8. I got my massive bushy old beard. Like, but the last time I casted TF2, I'll tell you this, I did not have a beard. That's how long it's been.
Oh, you've actually got a beard.
So now I have like a really, really long bushy beard. So I literally kind of feel like I've come out of Jumanji, and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna cast some TF2.
What year is it?
What year is it indeed? Like, I think the last cast I did was like 2012, and we're still playing Granary. So, all right, we're good. I know the map. We're fine. It's gonna be great.
It has changed a little, just so you know.
I mean, look, like I heard that medics now run as fast as scouts do when they're putting a heal on them. So I mean, that's kind of cool. At the same time, it's like fast medics that kind of gives me a headache already. But what, like 2 soldiers demo to scout medic, have a scout switch off or a secondary switch off onto a rotating. I mean, it's basically the same. I mean, come on, it's kind of the same. It's not really the same. It is the same. Come on.
Listen, all you need to know about the new meta: Scout is OP. Soldier is just terrible now.
Right, so it's kind of like Overwatch in regards to Pharah being shithouse. I'm gonna use that reference right there, and everyone's gonna be like, "He's an Overwatch player. Just him."
Well, yeah, that's a lynching. I'm sorry to break it to you, dude.
Yeah, well, whatever. I started off on this, so I got kind of energy back from that. Whatever. Screw it. Whatever. Get out of here. Fight me.
Well, I mean, like, some things change, most things stay the same. You're still watching the greatest game on God's green earth, you know?
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, what else is there to do? I mean, Call of Duty? I mean, please, come on. Team Fortress. Please.
Yeah.
So, what's the second map? Reckoner. Have you got any thoughts on Reckoner, Mr. Ants?
Well, I think Reckon is going to be really interesting because it's a new map. Well, it's actually not a new map. It was around for a long time, but it's come back into the pool after a long time missing, and it's very different. So I think it's probably going to be one of the best opportunities that the generally newer players on the zoo can one of their opportunities to get an advantage over Back to the Bones Daycare, because they're not going to have the confidence that they've got on the other maps that the demo and soldiers have been, or Tank Drop and Dizzy at least, as well as Chief, have been playing for years. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If maybe Back to the Bones is a little less confident, and the zoo might just be able to muscle it through.
Yeah. And then last up we got Snakewater. I mean, based on what you've been telling me so far, it sounds like that one will be fairly evenly matched. So that may end up being like the ultimate decider, everything on the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be it'll be intense, that's for sure. I think probably what I'm most interested in seeing is how the soldiers on the zoo manage to work together on those mids, because the soldier coordination on the zoo, from what I've seen, has been pretty outstanding, honestly. Just the team's aggression and ability to follow up with double bombs is just amazing, honestly, especially in open. That's very hard technique to get down perfectly, but they just coupled with their team's overall DM ability, I think the mids in general, like honestly even most mids, I think go in favor of the zoo. It's just whether Back to the Bones is going to be able to prevent any serious momentum coming from that. Stir the Star and Jamal have been really been doing a lot of work on mids.
Yeah. So STR, is that star, is it?
Well, Stir the Star, named after popular streamer and YouTube video maker Stir.
Yeah, I did wonder if that might have been the the connection there.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously Snakewater Middle is one of the renowned for its ability to center around double bombs, which is why I mention it, just because I think that if we're gonna see it anywhere, I think that'll be when the double bombs come out most clearly. And in fact, actually, the zoo goes far, honestly, even to double bomb during sacks. Like they'll, especially if they're in a position where it's they've got a round advantage, they've got the positioning advantage. They'll just position their combo back and sack both soldiers in. They're already in a position to back out if it gets nothing. I think really. I think it'll be really interesting to see that, because that's not a strategy we see very often, especially in open. It's hard to execute, but yeah, I think it'll really put Back to the Bones Daycare's scouts to the test. See how they can deny that.
Just while we are, I just heard the word open a few times. I thought I should give some explanation for our local boomer. This is like Div 4 finals? Div 5 maybe? Probably Div 4. That's for you, Jinx.
Right, so like we're talking really
No.
like open division.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah, it's
but you know,
it's open.
There's a few gamers in here. Like, I'm not gonna name names. I'm not a namer of names, but I've seen a few of these gamers pop off in pugs, or like even just watching demos for like someone else. You know, I've seen a lot of players on both of these teams sort of really pound. So, you know,
you like using that word, don't you?
It's a good word. It's a great word.
I've got a connect string, by the way. If do we need that sent around?
Would it be a STV string?
Yeah, let me make it that.
So apparently, I've just been informed by our production that there's a little bit of a communication going on about the start of the game, so we'll be hanging out for a minute. How is anyone else still working? Is anyone else essential?
Nah, mate. Boost Juice is only needs like one manager to serve the like the 3 customers we get every day, so I'm not getting any shifts, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I got made redundant last week over a conference call.
You hate to hear it.
Fucking, it was great. I got an email at 1 p.m. Going, we need to discuss your employment status, and then the meeting was set for 3:30 p.m. and I was working from home, so I'm like, cool, I'm just gonna take a nap. So I did. I took a nap for about 2.5 hours, and I woke up at 3:30, put my headset on, and I was like, so I'm done, right? They're like, yep, you're done, bye.
Hold on, we're getting word from production. We're gonna go quiet for a moment. Or perhaps we're not getting word from production. Nothing actually happened. Sorry.
We got our word from production.
Production's like, hey guys, gotta wait a minute, wait. And there was nothing. And we sat here in the silence, wondering what was happening for production before he was taken by the corona.
Nah, my man's been self-isolating for years now, man.
Yeah, nobody's more prepared than Just Jet. Oh, wait, I see what you did there. Oh. I see what you've gone and done to him. Absolutely ruined.
It's just a bit of bants. So, I'm not gonna go anywhere near predicting rounds or map scores, but are you willing to go there?
I've never been that good at predicting entire rounds, but I think my guess is that Granary is going to be about 3-1. By the way, if Back to the Bones Daycare, even though it is probably their best map, it's just so hard to roll. It's just, if the other team is losing, they can just, they can just stalemate it and reset. And I think that's probably going to be, if it was another map that that Back to the Bones was as confident on, it would be a 5-0, but just because it's Granary, I think it'll be a bit more even. Reckoner? I genuinely don't know about Reckoner. I mean, Back to the Bones has been winning a bit more, but I can't really name a single thing on that map that would point to, like, either team taking it away. It could really be anyone's game, and I think it's going to be where the match is decided, if I'm honest. And Snakewater, I think, will probably be, it's a bit easier to roll on. I think it'll probably be like 4-2, 5-2 maybe, by way of Back to the Bones. But
ooh.
By no means is this like a decided match though. It could really go either way, especially in open. Not to be a bit condescending, but I think in open, really anything can happen. It's just where all the new strats get born, and I think it'll be a really exciting game.
Sure. All right. Well, as a red-blooded Aussie, I'm gonna be rooting for the Zoo. Then, you know, love a bit of an underdog.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't have a punt on this, but that's life, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd I don't know. I guess everyone loves a good underdog story, don't they?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Are you familiar with the popular television show Rocky?
I haven't seen that one. Sorry.
Me neither.
Yeah, because it's not a television show, you numbnut.
You know, one of those television shows. Not familiar. Well, I think I'm really excited to see how Chief manages to play this. Honestly, I think he's a very he's an outstanding player, to be honest. He's just incredibly good, especially for open division. His ability to output damage and just control fights single-handedly is probably his best asset. And I think the only times I've ever seen him struggle is when he just gets rushed, and he just doesn't have enough pipes in his clip to shoot all the players running at him. And when Chief goes down, that's their main caller. I mean, it's not really a made fight, but Chief is I think an extended fight without Chief is a bit it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Just especially because not only is he their main caller, but the secondary main caller, Space Bear, it's his first season. I mean, he's improved so much throughout the season, but it might be a little much to try and take over in a fight on your first season of trying to call. Like, I don't know. I think it'll be a bit of a struggle. I'm not entirely sure how the Zoo's comms go, although from what I've heard, Stake is pretty heavily a main caller there. So yeah, one moment.
Good to hear. All right. Well, the amount that you've talked up this Chief fella, I tell you, if he doesn't drop at least 400 DPM a game, I'm gonna be very upset.
Yeah, I'll look like a right fool. That's not to knock anyone else in the game, though. This is even though it's open, this is the very top of the division. This is where you see teams that can just skyrocket in terms of placements, form. Honestly, there are teams that just once they win open, they just don't stop winning, and every player in that roster ends up getting picked up on better teams. So this I think this game will be a good indicator of who to keep an eye out for next season.
For sure. I mean, winning open is like sort of like, you know, you're in the big boy leagues now, you know? It's like you're proving you can do that.
Yeah.
Step up, but, you know?
Yeah. I think yeah, that's definitely true. And I think the top of open is kind of, yeah, I would completely agree. I would completely agree that this is kind of shows where teams are good enough to to really climb in the ranks. It's also, I think, the first time that these teams will really be made clear what their flaws are. I think some players are able to just kind of do whatever they want in open, like in the early part of open, and just do whatever they want, and they're not really punished because the teams they're going up against are just they're not able to catch up on it. But at top of open, I think is really where it starts to ramp up, and players start getting called out for like lack of positioning, and factors like tilt really come into it. Factors like coordinated aggression on demos really comes in. A lot of demos in open are able to just walk forwards and then never get any pressure, but these teams have both shown that they're able to say, no, you're not going to just like walk all over me. You're not going to just run forward with projectiles and farm everything. I'm gonna put an end to this and kill you.
It's good to hear that they're thinking at least
aiming of killing the opponent is
Well, it looks like they've got 6 and 6 in server. So after a little bit of slapping about in the pregame, I think we'll be going live. I hope everyone in the chat is hyped, bro.
Yeah.
Well, if they're not, then I don't know. I have nothing to say.
Can we get some vote Ants most improved in chat?
Don't do that.
Surely. 4th season. Let's go. Right.
Oh.
Looks like we're going live. Oh, no.
Oh nope.
It was a bait.
You gotta keep the casting on its toes. Keep us sharp.
For sure. Means I'll be sitting here looking like an absolute tool. You know? Oh boy. Oh, my heart is beating, man. I gotta be honest. I'm so ready for this.
Yeah, this has honestly been like, yeah, this face off between these teams has been one of my most anticipated games of this season. Like, even though it's open, it's just like it's just, I think it's gonna be a great game. Just from all of the DM ability and the coordination from both teams. That being said, I have actually not been keeping up with main that closely this season, so that also might add to it. But
I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you're able to reach the finals of Open, let alone win them, you could contest at least like 1 or 2 intermediate teams. I think. I think you can skip main entirely.
Yeah, well, I've been making for Back to the Bones this scrim in preparation for this game. I've been making a few Merc teams. And the whole time making it, I've been worried: is this gonna be too good for them? Is this gonna And they always seem to be able to pull through. And yeah. Anyway, we've got the game starting for real this time. So
all right, get hyped, guys. Jinx, why don't you take us into this mid, mate, Mr. Play-by-Play?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CappingTV's coverage of this Open Grand Final between the Boners and Zoo. We're watching the mid play right here. We got Chief versus Steak here on a demo man fight here. We got these soldiers dropping on, going as well. And of course, Boner Chief does go down there to strength. Nice work by them. It's a 2-on-4 advantage now. And here we go. It looks to be like this pretty scrappy fight here, but it looks like Boner will be actually forced off the point here as the Zoo boys will take out the mid. Very nice work there by the aggressive soldier jump there, taking out the demo man as 2-man's cap on the mid point by the scout of Sorry. And it looks like we're pressuring onto the next point. Really nice, clean fight there, I have to say.
For sure. I mean, like, you could see a lot of clean aggression from both sides. Obviously, it didn't really work out for Back to the Bone. But, I mean, they kept their med, so they're able to defend 2 here.
yeah, I think this is that just showcases really the essence of these two teams. First off, we saw when Chief goes down, Back to the Bones Daycare was struggling to keep up with the fight. It kind of snowballed from there. But also, the double soldier aggression, the coordination from Zoo, I think really pulled it through. Getting that demo frag and managing to just keep the pressure on while their players followed up was really key to that mid there.
Yeah, exactly. So right now we do see, of course, the Zoo guys trying to poke into this second control point here. We've got Jamal poking soldier damage onto the demo, getting some heals up there. Both teams 100% Uber ready to go as well. And right now it's just a bit of a poke game here, trying to see who get the first pick off here over a rotating soldier from the guys from Bones. And of course, Tank Drop does go down to Larson. Scout there. Nice work by him. So that is going to give the 5-on-6 advantage. And we should be able to be pushing in right about now. And here we go. The Zoo boys pushing their advantage, forcing back Boners into the main spawn there. Uber has been popped there onto Chief. Double both demos are both Ubered right now onto the main point here. And there's a bit of a fight going on here. And it looks like Zoo will actually take the point here. Nice and clean kill onto poor Chiefy boy there by the roly-polies. And looks like we're going to have time adds to the clock as they're going to try and assault the final point now.
Yeah, I think honestly, even though Back to the Bones Daycare did lose the mid and then the subsequent point, I still don't think this is really a made round. They do have a little bit of disadvantage, but this is, I think, where Back to the Bones Daycare is most comfortable. Well, obviously, sitting on last isn't ideal, but just these slow, drawn-out games where they have opportunities to just surgically try and, apply pressure in the perfect places to try and test the defenses of the other team. Obviously, no team wants to be holding last, but I think this is where they really thrive. just their team's ability to pick up subtle cues in the game and position accordingly is really impressive.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Sorry, going for a poke there. He's going to scout out that Chief is now running on, Olaf, I should say, is running on Sniper there. And it looks like we might be having a push here from the Boner team. But of course, poor Mumu does poke in, gets taken out by Jamal, or Jamil, or how do you want to pronounce that name now? I'm going to call him Jammy Boy. So Jammy Boy takes him out. And we're back to a bit of a stalemate here as both teams now 100% Uber ready to go. And it's going to be whoever gets the first pick off here advantage-wise, and then we'll have a bit of a poke in. But right now, the entire Boner team holding that mid-ground there onto the main pipe gives them a good high ground advantage. As Obi-Wan Kenobi always says, you have the high ground, well, it's over. And it looks like we might have Chief trying to maybe poke here. Olaf looking for a bit of a snipe there on the left-hand side. Looking for the door to roll. We've got some sticky bombs down there. Mumu might actually die here. No, he sees the bombs. Not going to clear him just yet, but great shot there by Olaf onto last. It does take him out there, and that does give him a bit of advantage here. So we do have the soldier popping in there. Tank drop does go down there. Olaf gets another great shot there onto Stake, though. Boom, headshot indeed. And it looks like we might have a possible poke in here by the Boner guys, as they do have that two-man advantage, and they will be retaking their second control point.
So we see the force coming out of the blue medic Dizzy. A bit of a late pop on red medic. So this fight's probably gonna get taken to last. We've got both soldiers on height though. See, this is the kind of positioning I'm talking about that can really just stop a push in its tracks. And the red medic dies as well. Just the juggling and the spam is very impressive. You can really see the experience coming out of Tank Drop, and Mumu's ability to position around that is very impressive. And if you see as well, just them not losing their cool and playing the sniper, playing the sightlines on last, and that kind of force of will is really what's helping them push back in here with significant advantage. So this should be a good push here coming out of Bones daycare.
Alright, here we go. We got Mumu dropping off the high crate there. Nice shot there by Tank Drop, taking out Larson with the rocket to the face. And this will, of course, force back Zoo. Zoo taking quite a lot of damage. All their players pretty much on half health or below right now, as the middle control point is being absolutely assaulted here by the Boner crew, assaulting them, shoving their really big, hard Boner right up the ass there of Zoo, and forcing him off the midpoint there, as going to retake it, and going to be pushing here from the right-hand side of Boner's perspective here. And of course, the Zoo boys now trying to drop back here, taking quite a bit of damage on the way out though, as we have a very aggressive Boner team here, pushing the advantage. Stake does go down, so the sticky bombs are doomed by Chief. Space gets a nice follow-up kill onto the medic there. It is also dominating Larson there with the follow-up kill. Double kill for the scout here. Two-man cap onto this control point here, as the Boner guys are pushing for that final point there, using the advantage. Jamil does take down Drizzy, but here comes Chief, takes out Swari right in the face there. Jamil takes down Spacey Boy, and of course the final control point is now being contested here. Almost got down there and will take it out there. Nice work by Strength with a double kill there with the original, but unfortunately it's just not enough there, and the first round does go to the Boner boys, shoving their rock hard cock right up the Zoo's butt.
I think a turning point there was honestly the bomb coming out of Jamuel there, picking up the medic and dealing a lot of damage to Chief. That's what I'm talking about when I mean the soldier aggression there, and even like the last player in holding was a soldier.
So yeah, it was pretty close there, but unfortunately the cookie does crumble there for the guys from Zoo. And here we go, Boner already coming out nice and strong here. Strength does go down first. Jamil goes down to, he takes down Tank Drop as well. But now it's pretty much a 5-on-2, 5-on-1. And it looks like poor Zoo boys are forced off the point there really quite fast. So a really decisive win there. Swari's getting chased down as well. Possibly might get killed here on the follow-up here. Maybe, come on, trying to get away. No, he's going to get away, get the health back, and he will survive, so he won't be staggered there. But it looks like already got a three-man cap here onto the warehouse point. And yeah, it's not looking too good for the Zoo guys here. They're really a bit flustered and being pushed back quite fast.
Yeah, honestly, I think something that I appreciated as well was Tank Drop's decision to contest the Red Soldier on high. The hyper aggression, I think he's recognized, has been really applying too much pressure on his team's combo, and just being willing to just take that fight and trust in your rockets, and even if you miss, it's going to slow everything down.
Alright, here we go. Final fight coming up right now. We got the Uber popped onto space there, rotating back onto the domain of Chief. Great couple of kills here coming up from Boner. It's 3 down, 4 down now. Unfortunately for the Zoo guys, and it looks like this may be Cap here. Oh, Dizzy's on about 32 health there, just barely living. Great cleanup here by Tank Drop, taking down Strength with the rocket to the face, and the final control point is being contested right now. It's just supposed poor man, Steak. Steak comes out with the critical sticky bomb of doom, followed by the pipe to the face on Dizzy, but Chief will take him down with his own sticky bombs of doom and will cap the final point. That was a very quick, fast round here by the Boner guys. Once again, really just riding that wave of that hard thrusting power into the Zoo's, well, I should say compromised enclosure of animal chauvinishness. I'm just making up things now.
Coming into this mid, though, I might step in real quickly.
We're
seeing a big bomb coming out of Stir. He does get taken out pretty quickly. The whole Boner team is sort of really getting very aggressive. They're getting a lot of damage. They've taken out Dizzy super early, which should give them the advantage in this fight. BFEA... Oh, BFEA does actually go down right on the tail end of that mid and just cleans up. Those guys managed to take out Dizzy really early and just use that to win the mid, man.
Yeah, I think just something that I've been seeing very regularly in the last push and in that mid was Tank Drop's insistence, and Moo as well, but his insistence to stay loyal to the height. It's what defines fights, I think, on Granary, and his unflinching decision to just sit on height, spam rockets down. It was in the last push, him sitting on a pipe and just taking the fights, not getting too cocky, not just dropping onto the point and getting that like half a second of cap time or whatever. But I think Tank Drop's decision to sit on height was really what won that last push, and what almost managed to pull back the mid for them. But just the double soldier aggression again from the Zoo was just too much. Losing Dizzy, that damage on Chief just started to snowball from there, and then once it turns into a chaotic kind of DM fight, which occasionally can happen, I think the Zoo's players really shine. Just their ability to operate in a fluid environment and coordinate while things are changing so rapidly is very impressive, and I think it's what won them that mid. We're looking at a pyro play actually coming from Jamal here. I'd be interested to seeing how they play it. This is not a very conventional push, so I'm gonna be on the Jamal cam, to be honest.
Yeah, when you see a pyro, I mean, the first thing you want to do is root for the pyro because it's pretty unusual. He's running the regular flamethrower there, so it does have to reflect, obviously. Gets a nice reflect on Olaf, but unfortunately is taken down there, so Jamal does farm down to the Chief, and Strength will take down Space, Tank Drop will take down Strength in return, Steak gets revenge on Chief, on Olaf, and, well, we're kind of just, a bit of a stalemate here. We got, obviously, the poor Zoo boys, to try to push out there, do lose two-man there, and, well, you're not going to really push that corner, especially with Mumu covering that right-hand flank there. They're not going to push in and get any kind of a real position to actually push onto that second control point, but anyway. So we're just a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Lots of rocket spam coming out, lots of sticky bombs being placed on the bomb there, on the wall. Steak taking some damage, Mumu's poking corner, calling out what's going on. Nothing cheeky from either team just yet in regards to flank or scout movement. They're really just covering that main entrance door there for the garage. And we got a spy? No, you're saying going spy. He's saying going spy. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
I was like, do it. It's the flamethrower boy, the pyro boy. Oh, Jamal has switched back to soldier as well, so it's going to be back to the rocket spam game here. As we do see the Zoo boys trying to poke out right now, taking quite a bit of damage here. Jamal does F up his rocket jump there and gets absolutely blasted by Space as he tries to jump the backline there, hit the medic, forces the Uber though, so that's actually quite a good play here, but of course Boner is going to take advantage of that, push the control point there as both soldiers did drop there on that very unsuccessful push. We have a return Uber here coming out by from Beefy, and it might be enough just to force them out of the point here because we've got both scouts being rotated on the Uber here. Poor Steak might drop down there. Larson's at about 20 health there. Both scouts just targeting him, get him down. The medic here for Zoo will go down as well, and that actually is going to be a successful fight here from Boner as we have the soldiers now jumping in there, trying to get some kind of a kill here, but probably just going to be staggered. Yep, there we go. Space takes him down. Final fight here from Jamal, and he will be taken down as well. So unfortunately for the Zoo boys, do losing that control of the garage there, also the center control point, and quite a bit of a stagger going on as well.
Yeah, I think...
Sorry, you go in.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So there we have the very risky double stack coming out, which I think I mentioned earlier, but it's a play that the zoo has often tried to pull out in those kind of stalemates. They don't seem to be very comfortable just sitting, especially as the clock is ticking down. I mean, who does? 2 rounds down, time's a wasted, and you gotta pull something through. So the double stack there can work. Unfortunately, Back to the Bones Daycare managed to just with their coordination, even though they got forced, they managed to pull through and they just decided, you know what? Well, let's just take the fight. 2 players down, you know. We can if we come forward fast enough and try and pick off players who are spamming, we can win this, and that's exactly what happened. Now they've got basically even Ubers, and they've just muscled themselves a second point. This is really a very good position for Back to the Bones Daycare. They know that they can just take their time, you know, be patient, don't rush things. We might even see honestly a sniper coming out from Olaf, and I'll be very excited. Well, I'll be interested to see how the zoo decides to try and deal with the situation. There we see Olaf pushing forwards, letting himself get caught out. Honestly, I'll expect just to come up on sniper. And let's see if I'm right. There we go. Oh, it's actually spy. It's actually a spy. I saw the player move position in the HUD there, and I thought it was a sniper, but no, it's a spy.
I mean, look, you're kind of close because both start with the letter S. So
exactly,
you're kind of close,
right.
But then you're kind of also very wrong because one is French and one is Australian, and they're the complete opposites of each other. But anyway, like the spy movement is going to be interesting. He is sitting there right now, just outside the final control point here, just basically scouting out, calling out what's going on, calling positions. Probably going to look for a cheeky bit of a backstab here, but unfortunately that medic is being covered quite nicely on the mid pipe there by the demo.
Oh, he gets bumped.
Oh, snap. So they found him. All right, that's a good kill there. So unfortunately, there's been no push here from the Boner guys, as that spy does go down there. But we do have possibly a poke and a push here from the Zoo team back onto their own warehouse here, having that one-man advantage. But no, it looks like Boner's going to pull back here and re-secure, put some rocket spam down, and looks like Zoo is just not confident enough to really push that warehouse right now. Both teams obviously having Uber. We're watching right now the sniper here from Swarry, and looking for a bit of a kill here on the right-hand side. Unfortunately sees nothing with that roller door being closed right in his face. And, but you know, right now, oh, gets snapped in fact by Olaf, so we have sniper on sniper action here. And it looks like we might have the push now coming out here from the Boner boys here, because they do have that 2-man advantage now going in there. Nice kill there by Strength on the Olaf, though. Uber has been popped there, rotating onto the scouts. Nice clean up here by Tank Drop, taking down Beefy. And of course, Tank Drop does fall down to Steak. We got Space taking down Larson. Final fight coming out here. We have a Desperation Power coming out from Jamal, and he's going for the kills here. Nice Bernie crispy kill there onto Chief. Takes him down there, gets another kill there, assisted by Swarry, and it looks like Zoo will just barely hold this last control point here. Scout gonna be cleaned up, any second now, jumping around, does get a final kill there.
Nice work. The demo.
Nice work.
Oh my gosh.
But that's it. That's clean up. Yeah.
Yeah. See, pretty impressive drop of the medic there from Tank Drop, managing to not only isolate him but then get the follow-up kill. But I just cannot believe Space Bear managed to get that demo frag. I think that might honestly be the start to the tilt factor there. That's Space Bet was alive for so long there at the end. I think Steak might that would have pissed me off. I'll say that much for sure. So yeah, yeah, we've got a bit of the typing in chat. Coming out of Mr. Steak there. But yeah, so there we saw. We saw a fairly coordinated push. We didn't see the trademark double soldiers on height though, which is I think. Oh yeah, very impressive. We're probably just gonna see a sack coming from Sir the Star. His bombs have been pretty outstanding from what I've seen in open so far. There he is going in. Does he get the medic? No, he manages to hit a nice rocket on Space Bear there. But we didn't see during that last push. We didn't see the double soldiers on height, and we didn't. I don't know. We just didn't see that that coordination. It was a bit all over the place, and it ended up just taking so long that Steak was allowed to spawn and really just start applying pressure. But yeah, I think the taking the height there was really what needed to come out of Back to the Bones Daycare.
Alright, so we're a bit of that stalemate here. We've got about 6 minutes left on the round. as watching both these teams just kind of trying to feel each other out. We do have, of course, Larson on the sniper looking for some picks. We have the standard rollout here from the Boner guys. And it looks like we have a bit of a push here from Mumu. He's trying to get that medic there, force the Uber out. Does get him down to half health, gets him down to a quarter health. Unfortunately, does get taken out there by Strength. So great clean up there by Zoo, not having to force the Uber onto Beefy. And we're actually going to be fine there. So a bit of a gamble there, of course, you know, by Boner. If he gets the Uber pop, great. If he gets the medic pop, even better. But unfortunately, the medic does live, saves his Uber, so we're back to square one here with the teams basically just, you know, looking to poke in. We do have Zoo possibly looking to poke in right now, pushing a bit forward here with Jamal, and looking for a bit of a pressure push here, and it looks like they will get the tank drop Soldier on the high ground there, and that will give them the 5-on-6 advantage, so they probably will push in here, possibly use the Uber. Maybe. We'll see. Possibly. Come on, here we go. And yep, okay, so Ubers have been popped by both teams now. Fighting on the point there. It's basically just an Uber stalemate as we're waiting for all the players to get back onto the point here and fight over the warehouse. And right now, like, it looks to be advantaged to the Zoo guys health-wise. But that can, of course, change extremely quickly with the amount of sticky bomb spam, rocket spam coming out here. And yeah, you're right. We got Muru's back to sniper now as well, as the Boner guys are all falling down by the wayside here as the warehouse point is being taken back very slowly but surely here by the Zoo team. So great cleanup there by Strength, going down to the right-hand flank there. We got Steak as well, putting some damage down on the point with the sticky bombs of doom, and they will be assaulting that center control point there. Nutty boy.
Yeah, I think that trade there is really just a symptom of either the tilt or the or just, I think, the general like discomfort in that position. 2 rounds down, being held on last. Nobody wants to be in that position, especially not against a team as solid as Back to the Bones Daycare. They're not going to let you get out. They're not going to let you walk forwards. And eventually Zoo just got fed up and said, you know what, fine, let's just trade in and see what happens. If we lose the round, oh well, at least we'll be off of this damn control point. And it actually ended up working out. The trade there was a success. It was a bit of an early force, but they managed to come through. A sack from Star didn't end up getting the med pick, but got some decent damage on Chief, you know? Can't ask for too much more. Besides, obviously, the force. I mean, yeah. Besides the force. You can't ask for more, but you know what? Why would you? Why would you ask for so much?
Because I'm an old grizzled gaming veteran from like old TF2, and I could ask for so much more, so I will.
Back in my day, we played CP well with Thomas the Tank Engine music.
Is that a boomer reference that I don't get? I mean,
it is.
It is, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. look, and listen.
Well, look, I might just jump in for a little. It's been a while. I've got to exercise my vocal cord. It's been bloody good to watch this gaming so far. You're seeing a lot of like coordinated aggression on both teams, and I think you can see that the Zoo guys are really more willing to take those fights, I think. But they sort of struggle with like keeping the fight in their. I don't know how I'd describe this. Like, they don't really keep it in their grid square, if you know what I mean. Where like they'll take the fight, but then they sort of get focused on getting the frags rather than like taking the ground and then like being able to use the post fight to actually win it, especially in that Uber. I might just stop talking so you can tell me about this spy that's behind the Boner guys.
Yeah, I mean, actually, oh, and the force comes in as well, so now they've got oh my god, the spy gets the demo. That is actually,
that's huge.
Okay, that's very
huge.
That is not how I would have played that, but you know what? It works. It works. Getting the force and then getting the demo is like basically the best possible situation for
but that follow-up
the Zoo.
Way slow. I mean, as soon as that Uber was popped and as soon as the demo fell down, we should have seen Zoo pushing in back. But they did take a while, but they have pushed in finally now. They're onto the blue warehouse point, attacking it. We do have Demo Man taking down Mumu there with some critical stickies of doom right to the face there, and Steak gets the kill. And Strength, Larson, Beefy, and Steak will capture up that blue warehouse, looking to push onto the final point now with a 2-man advantage. Both soldiers just respawning now, all off on 13 health. Possibly can fall here. Strength on the high ground here, going for some kills. Great hero work from Chief. Double kill coming out here from the Zoo guys, and the final point is taken out there. Nice and fast there, using that advantage. And what is that now? We're up to what, 2-1. 2-1. My God, yeah. We have a game.
Yeah, see, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. I think the Zoo honestly played that really well. They didn't once they got the force, they didn't let it stalemate again. They didn't just take a, they didn't try and you know, take their time. They really just rushed into last and got the round, and it ended up working.
All right, looking into this control point contestation battle of absolute doom here. Already coming out here, Steak coming out with a nice big kill on the tank drop there. Zoo just absolutely dominating the map so far. She fighting a 3-on-1 battle right now as he's basically sacrificing himself so the scout medic can get out there. But Space is going to go back in trying to create some space here, get a couple of final shots there onto the midpoint, but is forced out there by the combination of Last, Steak, and Beefy. And center control point will fall super fast there to the Zoo boys, as that was quite a messy fight here coming out from the Bone guys. Taking quite a lot of splash damage there, putting some really aggressive rockets up into the high crate there. Unfortunately, do fall down by the wayside. Here's the 4-man cap onto the blue warehouse, looking for a very fast round here as both soldiers and scouts now join the rest of the team on Zoo. They'll be healed up here and looking to push that final point extremely fast. Both teams do have Uber as well.
Yeah, I think that was...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you really said it all. I think the, oh, actually seeing,
Is that a heavy? What the hell?
yeah, the heavy on last is, pretty common these days, but, that's the double sack coming out of, the Zoo, like they did before. I don't think, I'm not sure if Bones, oh, they are gonna push out off of that. See, that's the kind of risk of it, honestly. If you don't get the med pick, you're in a pretty rough position to hold it. But it looks like Steak is wanting to at least contest it. And after that double sack not working, it looks like they're just gonna say, you know, why not, and just go for the risky spy play here.
Yeah, he got poked out there. It's a bit of a spy check rocket into that connector there. Does poke him out. Doesn't reveal him. He just took damage, so he's still there. Oh my god, he's going for it, but does get taken out.
Wow.
Oh, what a god.
Yeah, you see that strafe perfectly around the soldier there.
That was
Love
great, but unfortunately he is taken out there. It looks like the Zoo guys are taking quite a bit of damage. Should be got last on about 26 HP. Strength comes from spawn. Just he's going to switch back to anything else. Yep, he is going to switch back over to the soldier to get back into the fight here. A bit of a poke ball going on right now. We have the left-hand side of Mumu and Olaf contesting at gate number 2. Right-hand side, we've got the rest of the team from Zoo, obviously looking over there as well, looking to poke into this point. Quite an interesting one to poke in. Both teams both have Uber as well, and it's going to be looking to see who can get that first crucial pick onto either a soldier or a demo that pokes a bit too forward here, possibly even a scout, as we do have Olaf really poking there, possibly getting some chip damage, but no, we're just a bit of a stalemate here. This is the great thing about Granary, with the stalemates here on the warehouse point. But here we go, battle is commencing. Sticky Bombs of Doom, do blow up Swarry, nice and fast there by Chief. And that's going to be the end of the push from Zoo, because they are down that one-man scout. And already Strength taking a lot of damage as well. Does finish him off though. Tank drop with a rocket to the face. Last next taking all off as well. So it is a 2-on-1 advantage here, depth-wise, to the guys from Boner, but they're not going to push out just yet. They're not feeling too confident of pushing outside their warehouse, pushing outside the doors. Both teams, of course, still do have Uber as well, Anti-Boy.
Yeah. So what I want to be what I want to see coming out of the Zoo here is some more coordination on their sacks. They haven't got all the time in the world. They've got 4 minutes, which is not a lot to win. What is it? I mean, 1 round to stalemate it, to tie it. Two rounds to win it. It's not a lot of time. They can take they can stack a couple of times, but what I really want to see is Steak coming forward in these sacks, like coming forward to spam, putting his pipes to good use. He's got very good aim, but currently the sacks have been Stir or Jamal, sorry, Stir or Jamal going in alone. And I mean, look, I think they're good players, but it's just too much for them. I think the scouts are expecting it, especially because it's a stalemate. They're just keeping an eye out for those soldiers, and they end up walking into their deaths. But we're going to see a push coming out here, so why don't you take it away there, Jinx?
Alright, so a bit of a push coming from Zoo. Oh, that was a bit of a disrespect kill from the medic. Dizzy takes down Larson with a medic gun to the face there. Uber has been popped here, of course, from Beefy as well, saving up his team there. So Uber advantage is being popped here by Boner as well onto Olaf. Olaf the pyro of all things, blown away. The sticky bombs are doing from his feet. Make sure he doesn't get blown up here. Making sure the medic also survives as well. Lots of roly-polies and sticky bombs being pushed in there. Here we go. Jamal pushing in there with the soldier as well, trying to force him outside that gate 3 onto the back point there as the warehouse is capped up there nice and fast there by the Zoo boys. And we have to do strength pushing in onto the top point there, trying to get down that scout there. Sticky bombs of all doom absolutely flying everywhere. We have kills aplenty on the board. Double kill coming out from Zoo. Steak and Jamal take down Space, and the other one, Steak takes down Tank Drop for the final kill as the point is capped up there and is now 2-2 as we're going into, what's about 2 minutes 40 left on the map time there. So quite a bit of a close match here. So first 2 rounds following up to Burner and Zoop. These task 2 have been quite aggressive on their final pushes here and have evened up the scoreboard 2-2, which is great.
It's anybody's game.
It is a tight game, isn't it? I mean, it's great. So we're going into the next rollout here. Who wants to take it away? I'm not going to do it. Someone else can do it.
All right. So we're seeing the aggression on left side here. There's another big, traditional bomb from Stir Star there, initiating what he's done pretty much every mid, but it seems that it hasn't actually worked this time. So Back to the Bones Daycare is actually going to win this mid, and I think really what it's rooted in is just playing the advantage. I think Back to the Bones Daycare is getting a little wise just to the extreme aggression that that the Zoo is exhibiting. They just knew it was coming. They played the height and let them run into the rockets, and ended up working out. And they won the round. So I think this is this is just such a rough position that the Zoo are in. They've got only 1:30 on the clock, and the last push to fight up against, even though they've got a heavy, this is rough. The heavy goes down as well.
Oh, heavy just got obliterated there. Great work here from Tank Drop. Tank Drop does go down there to Moomoo's original rocket to the face there. Straight playing the high ground pipe there as well. And it looks like Burner will be forced out here. Chief taking quite a bit of damage as well. Scouts poking onto gate 3. And looks like Zoo will be able to stabilize here. Olaf, unfortunately, does go down as well to strength on the right-hand side. Bit of an unnecessary death, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, he did poke in a bit too deep there and will be staggered. And, of course, as you said, like, we're about to hit the 1-minute mark here on the map time. So this could be into final push territory here for Bono if they want to close out this map on a 3-2 score. But we could be going into overtime as well. We do have that heavy, of course, popping back out here from Sorry. Nothing cheeky coming out here from Boner. Pretty standard rollout for them. We got the 2 soldier, 2 scout, 1 demo, 1 medic. Uber-wise, pretty much even, but maybe a 4% advantage here to Boner. By the time they push, both teams will have Uber, so that's pretty much mute. But, yeah, other than that, like, we're looking at possibly Boner pushing out here on the top here with the Uber. They are actually popping right there. Medic leading the charge here with the Scouts, so pushing right in there. Counter Uber has been popped there onto Swarry the Heavy. Lots of damage being put out here from both teams. Here we got Moon on about 56% health. Swarry goes down quite fast there to the Sigmund's Doom. Double kill coming up here from Zoo. Jamal and Larson taking down Space and Olaf. Moon falls down to Larson as well. Larson's on a revenge dominating kill as well. And he is just cleaning up there. Tank Drop does take down Jamal as well. And 5, almost 6 down. Yep, that's going to be a team wipe there from Boners. And Zoo will put up the stalemate there. So great defense there by Zoo as we head into tiebreak now.
Yeah, that was just, there was so much going on there. Let me first off say, amazing rockets from Jamuel. The air shot onto the scout there, and then the huge bomb really turned things around for them. I think this is going, I would say, quite well for the Zoo. This is a situation where it's hard for Back to the Bones Daycare to really exhibit their strength. It's a golden cap, which is traditionally much more fast-paced than regular play. I mean, golden caps can stalemate, but it's not that common. And hopefully, I think the Zoo is going to be looking to just try and, if they can, just try and win the mid and then roll around from there. I don't know if they're going to be if I were them, I wouldn't be. I would not want this map to stalemate at all. Like, this is if they win this map, this will be like probably their best opportunity to gain momentum for the next map. And once this team's got momentum, they can really do a lot with it, I'd say. So my heart is pounding going into this golden cap. You know,
I might just run through logs real quick since they're up on the screen.
Oh yeah.
I put it in the mumble for you guys if you want to have a look. So going down the damage stats, we're actually seeing Mr. Jamal coming up on top with 256 DPM, 7,605 damage for those of you counting at home. Chief coming up pretty quickly thereafter with 239. I'm telling you, Ants, you blew too much smoke up his ass, alright? Tank Drop coming in third with 225. Sorting by kills, you're actually watching Space Jamal coming in clean on 19 frags apiece. And Steak following with 18. Not really too much crazy otherwise in the stats. Like, I mean, it's pretty much exactly what you expect to see. I'm looking at heal stats real quick. It all looks pretty equal. Both teams doing very well. You're actually seeing one drop on the side of the Zoo, which I believe was during that mid fight or something. I can't remember.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, but oh man, I'm looking forward to this golden cap, dude.
You want to know how old I am? When we used to cast, we never had that. Like,
oh yeah,
these kind of stats. Like, we literally just kind of have to track it in our head and be like, yeah, he did a bit of damage. Don't know how much, but he did a bit. Like, so that's pretty cool to see, actually.
Welcome to the future.
The future is here. Future. I feel old.
Don't we all?
Yes.
So seeing the ready up here, I'm gonna be watching this so intensely to see. What I really want to see is trying to from Back to the Bones Daycare is keeping an eye out for those soldier bombs, playing the height and letting them walk into you, and I'd say from the Zoo just working on coordinating that, maybe ideally landing on height with the soldier bombs. But let's throw over you, Jinx, for the play-by-play.
All right, coming into this golden cap round, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Boners versus Zoo, as we have the rocket bomb home strength going right up there against Solap, but it gets taken down nice and fast by off in the scout bomb to the face. And unfortunately for possibly looks like the Zoo team here going down one after the other. 4-man down, almost going to be 5-man down. Jamal is going to be possibly the final one to fall here. Yes, he will fall down. And, of course, Beefy will be taken out as well. So it's a team kill here coming out from Boner as they absolutely assault the hell out of that midpoint there and take control. And, of course, they'll have a massive Uber advantage as well, pushing onto the Red Warehouse. So a great attack here from the Boner guys. Unfortunately, a bit too aggro there with the soldiers going onto the high ground, onto the balcony there from the Zoo guys. And they were taken out by the roaming scouts as well as the rocket fire. And it looks like Boners will have the momentum pushing in here. Both teams now, of course, almost. Oh no, he's at 15% Uber. Wow, he's lost so much charge. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're in for a bit of a treat here. So it looks like they could roll on here with Uber, or they can play it safe and just go in and possibly just do the full wipe. Looking to assault right now, pushing their entire team here through the connectors onto the point here. We do have a sentry coming out here from Sway as well on the engineer. Level 2 sentry covering the midpoint there. It is so easy to spam down there. That is the thing. The sentry is in such a position that you can easily just poke the corner and spam it. And it looks like he's actually out of scrap parts there as well. So that sentry will probably fall down in about 2 seconds. Yep, there goes. Uber's popped as well to force him out of the point here. Steak will fall to the corner there. There he goes. Bye-bye. See you later. You're now well done, Steak, my friend. And it looks like we will be having a final push here as well. Just going to keep on going because it is happening right here. Swarry on the heavy. Desperation heavy is coming out there. It does take it out there by Tank Drop. Here we go. Boner Chief does get taken out by Larson. Jamal takes down Tank Drop with the rocket to the face. Final point is being contested right now. All up. Dueling with the scout here. It will be taken out with a pistol whip to the face by Lars. And it looks like Zoo will just barely stabilize here and prevent the Boners from taking that final point.
The control point is being contested.
Yeah, that was really... Honestly, I'm very impressed that they managed to hold that. Holding last, especially on a map like Granary with full disad basically was... It's not a... I would not like to be in that position having to do that. It's probably one of the hardest positions in the game to hold. And they honestly just... They really pulled it out of the bag there. They are going to be holding second with a little bit of disad again, but this is giving them the chance to clutch on. And there's a trade coming in, so let's give it back to Jinx here for this fight.
Alright, so we just see the Uber pop there by the Boner guys, and it will be a retake here of this warehouse point here by Boners, adding a bit more time to the clock. 31 seconds on the clock here. 2-man down onto the Zoo team here. Advantage for Boners. Boners looking to push him right now, pushing super aggro there. Beefy goes down to Chief, and they will cap it up so damn fast there because unfortunately there's just no one left alive there. So it is going to be a 3-2 victory here for Boners in the Golden Cap round here as we move on to our next map. So,
I just want to put it out there, guys. Beefy died with 99% Uber right at the end there, man.
I hate to see it.
That sucks. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts my soul.
Yeah, that was we did see a couple of stalemates coming out of that map, but honestly, I think we really saw where Back to the Bones Daycare excels in their ability to just take control of the game and really play it at their own pace. It just applied so much pressure to the Zoo, and I think I honestly am I think many teams just would have gone absolutely farmed on that granary by Back to the Bones Daycare. So props to the zoo for being able to hold out that long on Bones Daycare's best map in their like prime position there. So yeah, that was the soldier plays were I think really pulling it through for them. What do you guys think, Snazzy and Jinx?
Oh, I'll let Snazzy go first.
I'll be honest, I wasn't really listening.
Okay, never
Are we
mind.
talking about the next map?
We were talking about how aggressive the soldier play was there and how they carried the team of Zoo almost to victory, but unfortunately, you know, the scout play and the aggressive sticky bombs and roly-poly bombs coming out from the demo of the Boner Boys did seal the deal there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, definitely the soldiers were very aggressive. You could really see them coming over, especially like you were talking about, Ants, with whenever they were trying to like break any sort of like stalemate, even if it was just a really small one, like you're fighting across mid, no one's really got any advantage, they'd just like throw both soldiers in there and just try to get that frag. And it was pretty effective a few times. A couple of times they sort of got caught out. The scouts would be there, they'd be able to just anti-aircraft, you know, RIP to those bombing planes, you know, but a lot of times it was pretty good. And I mean, I think it's a really even game. At least on that map it was. Like, you were seeing so much back and forth. I mean, we had a golden cap. Like, how much more even can it even be? That was a weird sentence. But, yeah, I mean, it's just been really interesting to watch, especially, like, I mean, yeah, I know it's open, but this is, like, pretty good gaming. Like, I'm not seeing much that really screams, like, these guys suck, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope not. It is grand finals, even though it is open. I will agree with you there. This map, do you guys have any thoughts about this map? Reckoner, the new version.
It's pretty.
Yeah, I think that's about all Jinx can give you. I've been a very vocal detractor from Reckoner pretty much since it came in. I actually don't hate the most recent version though. I think things are actually a little bit more smooth and like playable. In a couple of its iterations, it was. I'll keep my words to myself about it, but I think it works pretty well now.
Okay, fair enough. The map's not perfect. I'll agree. What do you think of the new changes?
I think they just made it more playable. I think they made it a smoother map to play. There's more options. Like, you're not sort of like pigeonholed into like one of two, one of three, you know, different ways that you can actually push things. You've actually got a bit more, pardon me, optional ways that you can actually take a push depending on like your ad and where your players are positioned and that sort of thing. I think it's better. I think it's much better.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely agree with you there. The changes have really opened up a lot more opportunities. They've the little corridor from kind of lobby to second is a personal favorite of mine. Swapping up the rollout at least and giving quite a few flank opportunities for sack. So hopefully we'll see this map picking up a little bit more speed compared to Granary there. But yeah, like I said before, this is anyone's game. I haven't this map is like every new map, kind of, you know, it's very up in the air. It's hard to be dominant on maps that have only been around for a while. Jinx, are you familiar with the old version of Reckoner, like before it got removed?
Was it actually around back in like 2010?
I'm not even sure if trees were around back in 2010, but
I don't think it's even born then, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it, does it?
Zoomer moments, but yeah, potentially not actually, thinking about it. But yeah, it's definitely got its benefits. The yeah, this is the zoo's pick of map here. So hopefully we'll see a bit more of their confidence, a bit more of their aggression coming out to help speed things up a little.
Yeah, we'll see, right? I mean, they were really aggro on Granary, but you know, a little bit out of position. And it did cost him, you know, the mid fight a couple of times there, especially in that Golden Cup point. Anyway, into this next map here, map number 2. We're into the CappingTV's coverage of these ozfortress Open Grand Finals. Of course, my name is Jinx, and I'm joined by a team of Vance, and of course, that other guy down there, whose name is I've actually forgotten. In Mumble, it says Redder. So I'm going to call him Redder. We're watching the middle control point rollout right here. We're going to follow, obviously, Mr. Boner Chief as well, so I'm going to flip over to him. Where the fuck is he? Come on, there it is. Done. Alright, so anyway, Strength takes down him. Olive takes down 1. We got 2 men down on the Zoo team here, as both soldiers are going to be almost falling down here. Actually, will fall down here for Zoo as well. And it looks like Boner will be able to take out that center control point with a bit of reinforcements here. Space coming back in here with a bit of help from his medic. And looks like, yeah, they're going to be easily going to cap that midpoint there, as the 4 Zoo boys will be retreating with the tails between their legs like a scared tiger who's just found out that he's being sold to Joe Exotic.
I love the analogy there. I'd say it's very accurate. Second point is actually getting contested here, so why don't you give us a little bit on that?
Alright, so we'll have a look at the second control point. Oh, there's lots of bamboo on this point. That's weird. There's trees in here. Like, TF2 never had used to have trees. Anyway, both movers have been popped here from both teams as well. 4 man down on the poor side of Zoo. Almost going to be 5 as well. Jamal getting about 60% health. 46, almost going down here. Being forced back here, but the Boner guys are pushing in through the connectors here towards the final control point. And it looks like even more of a bamboo kind of area. I'm going to call it the Bamboo Zoo. The Bamboo Room, and unfortunately Chief just comes in there with this massive sticky bomb barrage and takes down everyone in the point there, and Boner will take out the first round. Nice work by them. Oh, he
Yeah,
did too. Yeah, Steak effed up his rollout. Oh, that's not good.
Fortunate. Let's just get on the Steak cam and make him feel as bad about it as possible.
Super bad, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's a bit
seriously.
low health. He's getting at the point. All right, Steamon's rolling out here. We have both teams contesting here. Lots of rocket spam coming in here from the Boner guys. And see, look, there's a really aggro push here from Strength, and he gets absolutely punished for it. And all right, so 2 man down for both sides right now. 3 man down now for the Zoo team. And of course, the medic is down there for the Boner is Dizzy. So we might be seeing a bit of a cleanup there, but the space does take down Raz. And actually, it's kind of hard to say who's actually going to win this fight here. We have the medic here. Medic's being pressured there by the Boner guys, though. He's on about, 20 health, and will be taken down as well. Scouts flying over the place. Swari's trying to get out of there. Will be taken out by Tank Drop there with the cleanup. And this actually could go to Zoo here, because Strength is coming through full health. Tank Drop's on about quarter health, so it looks like Zoo... Oh, they just take each other out. All right, then. And I was going to say Zoo is going to take the point, but the reinforcements coming in from Boner, Anti-Boy, and it looks like we're still got a bit of a prolonged fight here. It's just a massive stagger fight, but finally we do have the center control point taken out there by Boner, so great bit of stagger play here from both teams, but 4 man down on the Zoo side means Boner will take it out, but of course Dizzy did fall as well in that final fight.
Yeah, that mid was so long.
It was messy.
It just kept going. It never stopped. But I think in those situations, you can really just see the experience come through on players like Tank Drop and Chief. They didn't lose their cool. Tank Drop stayed on the central control point, held control of it. He did end up trading out near the end, but I think that positioning and that just that sight and just the fear of that soldier on height really helped solidify that. Oh my gosh, the tank drop wall bugs.
Oh, that's
jumper
cheap.
mains, I tell ya.
That is.
Is he gonna get the medic with it?
He almost did.
Oh.
Oh, that was close. All right, that was very close, but nice recap here from Zoo. That's a cheeky wall glitch there. Almost got it out there. Uber was forced out actually there by the soldier Mumu, who's hiding in the corner there, looking to pop back out here and take out the medic of Beefy, but he's going to be double teamed there and taken out there by Strength and Swari. And unfortunately, he is out for the count, as we do see now Zoo trying to push back up towards that center control point. Anti-Boy.
Yeah, so here we've got, they got blue team knows they got the force. They know it's their fight. The Uber faded well before they got into contesting, so they're not scared to hold that control point and just use this advantage to themselves, to their advantage rather. I'm sorry. And we're gonna see the push coming in here. Chief really dealing a lot of damage and just locking them out of shutter.
All right, so 3-man cap onto the point here. We have Space and Chief taking out Raz and Steak. Of quick bit of damage there. Uber has been popped as well by Dizzy to save his own life there. So we have an 80% advantage for Beefy on the Zoo team. Unfortunately, he's got basically nobody to use the Uber on except for Jamal. But that's really not going to be much of an advantage here. We have the full respawns coming in here. Final control point is being contested here by the Boner team. And of course, like I said, there's Uber advantage here for Zoo, so they're going to try and save it for as long as possible here. But at the same time, not try and let Boner get a Uber up themselves. But it looks like they're going to be able to hold here, pushing it back through the connectors here. And we will be slowing down the game just a tad here. It looks like Tanjob's once again doing that wall jump glitch, trying to get some air hang. Trying to get some advantage positioning wise, and Zoo looking to be pushing out here. We'll pop the Uber there, and unfortunately they just got demolished by the stickies on the door there. 3-man go down. That's Swari, Jamal, and Steak. Beefy's running back for his life. Raz is taken out by Space with a scatter gun to the face. Strength is just like, screw it, I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna stand here and die, and well, just give up. And 2-0 goes to Boner with a very fast retake there.
Yeah, something I really appreciated seeing there in that run back to last is they didn't just run away. Zoo didn't just run away instantly when they knew that they had Uber disad. They stayed a little bit in pressured, which is what allowed them to get the force on the blue medic coming into second there. You know, keeping the eyes off of their player. So mid, back to you.
All right, so where are we at? We're at mid. That's the place, right? I like mid. Alright, so back on the mid, we got Strength and Raz taking down 2-man here with Tank Chop and Moo. Revenge killed by Strength. Goes to there. Space with a quick double kill. Scattergun to the face, takes down Jamal and Raz. And it looks to be possibly, I was going to say that's mid might fall actually to Boner, but that's a bit of aggressive play here from Olaf is taken out there by Sorry. And for once, we might be seeing Zoo actually take this middle control point here. We do have Boner regrouping, possibly. No, they're not going to push for mid. They're just going to regroup, push up to the connectors there to their second control point, and really just try and stop any kind of an aggressive, super fast play coming out here from the Zoo guys. But the Zoo, of course, you know, only had 3-man up there to center point, so they really couldn't push either. But Ants, I mean, that was a really good fight there from Zoo, finally taking out the center point for themselves.
Yeah, I think these that's really like, I think showcases the Zoo's strengths. The soldier aggression, playing the height, and just trying to overpower their opponent like quickly and coordinatedly, if that's a word, and not letting Back to the Bones Daycare just get in their comfort zone and start outputting damage. Like, Chief is a player who really, if you don't apply pressure to him, he will just go crazy, and he can get so much done. We're seeing a sack come here from Moo, which unfortunately gets cleaned up pretty rapidly, and this looks to be a push coming out of Back to the Bones Daycare off of the player advantage.
Yeah, well, they did get both the soldiers down there of Strength and Jamal. I'm not going to agree with a bit of a sack play there, obviously, because you have like a 6-on-4 advantage there. I mean, just push the point. Just go for it. But anyway, I'm not playing, I'm commentating, I say what the hell I want. So that control point will be taken over here by the Boner guys, as they are forcing out Zoo with their superior numbers and rocket fire, and Zoo is just going, well, screw that, we have Uber, we're not going to blow it here trying to defend with a disadvantage of numbers, so they will actually fall all the way back to the final control point here. They're giving up their second point there. No contestation whatsoever there as well. So quick, easy cap here for Back to the Bones Daycare, as they're going to be looking to regroup and push onto this final control point here. A bit of a very aggressive play here from Tank Chop. Great little midi there by Steak. Takes him out there, pops him up in the air, pops him right in the face, takes him down. He was looking for, obviously, either the medic, forced Uber, or the pick, and unfortunately does not get it. And nice little midi there from Moo as well on the strength for return kill there. But right now, like, it's looking a bit of stabilization here. It looks like Zoo's just going to try and hold this final point, and Back to the Bones Daycare is going to regroup for 6 and then possibly push.
I love that midi. That's rolls off the tongue quite well. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I mean, it was a midi because he pushed him up like maybe a player's height and then it smacked him in the face. I mean, it's a midi.
It's not a huge midi.
Exactly.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Feels like a Seinfeld sketch.
Yes. Right. So this is 2 rounds up in the favor of Back to the Bones Daycare. Olaf goes down, possibly to come up on Sniper or maybe Spy, as we've seen on Granary. We actually have a Spy coming up from Red Team. Let's see if he can get anything done. I would really like to see some coordinated spam coming out from red team as they go for this play. It just really takes the eyes off the players. Dizzy seems to have gotten wise to it. There we go. See, I think that perfectly showcases the advantages of spamming. I think in that situation, having the eyes drawn to the shutters and to top right there would have been just so helpful for making that spy play work. And actually, we're seeing a spy play come out of blue team back to the Bones daycare here. I'll be honest, I called it. You know what? We can all congratulate these players, but I think just because I called it, I get all the kudos for whatever this spy play achieves.
All right. Producer's getting some cheeky comments in there. You guys can't hear, but we can. It's hilarious. Anyway, Olaf going for the backstab. Huge backstab on the beef. He takes him out with the Uber as well, and that is going to be medic advantage here for Back to the Bones daycare. But unfortunately for them, they do lose a spider, they lose Mumu as well, and they're looking to push right now, but it's a bit slow. They do pop the Uber there, pushing in the soldier into deep, takes down the scout. There goes Raz, pushing in with the Uber still. Sori comes out with the heavy, gets obliterated as well. Tank Chop takes down strength. No one's on the point right now because there's sticky bombs galore all over it. Nice shot there by Tank Chop. Literally drops in there, goes onto the point, sees the sticky bombs, goes, hey look, these look like explosives, and stands on them and absolutely gets obliterated into giblets. And looks like poor Mr. Demoman Steak there battling off against Olaf, gets the lucky as all hell crit sticky bomb to finish him off there. He was on about 25 health, and he will live another day. And that final control point was oh so close to being capped off there, about to be's dick's width from being capped off there by Back to the Bones daycare. But unfortunately, they're going back to the Zoo, because Zoo is recapping up their second point here with that number advantage. So great work there by the double scout team of Raz and Sori, and they will take it out there. And Zoo now looking to push back to center point, but I don't think the Boner Boys are going to let them do it.
Yeah, so something that I think I probably would have liked to see that kind of came to mind during that push is that actually I think Back to the Bones daycare might have rushed that push a bit. I know it's easy to get very hype off of a play like that, spy play. I'm gonna take credit for that one as well, by the way. I called it everyone. But I think it's really easy to get hype off of plays like that, and obviously there's nothing wrong with a good bit of hype, but I think they might have rushed it. They could have had the opportunity to wait and just take their time, get players and push with 6. Anyway, that's a very nice trade coming in from blue team, pushing in, and looks like red's going to contest it. Take it away, Jinx.
Back cap going on, and there you go. It's got it. I can't even do anything. I'm reading the Twitch chat as well. So what's the random crits then? Because I haven't played in so damn long. So you guys
There's
want to
no
laugh
more
at me.
random crits.
So what's the fucking thing?
There's
so
no
what's that?
more random crits.
Then what is it
Sorry.
highlighted for? Isn't it used to
The
be
yellow-
crits?
It's golden weapons.
Oh!
Yeah, the Australians.
See, look, alright, you can't be fucking laughing at me because I'm just ignorant about this. I haven't played this game in fucking 8 years, and then, people are like, come and cast. And I'm like, fine, I'll come cast. I've got nothing else to fucking do, so F you
Well,
guys.
do your job then, cuz.
Do my job, mate. Alright, anyway, looking at the final fight here on the center control point there, we have Back to the Bones daycare absolutely cleaned the hell out of them there. And Steak is getting taken down by a tank drop. That poor Scrouter Swarry trying to run away some more. Yep, he's just gonna keep running. I think he might be taken out by Mumu. Mumu's chasing him right now, and almost taken out. There we go. Mumu does get the final kill there with the Quake gun right to the face, and we have an easy. Well, the center point isn't even capped yet. They're all on the bloody next point. No one's capped the center point there, so we have a classic blunder by Back to the Bones daycare there, and this might allow Zoo to push out here because we do have obviously 2 soldier demo onto this point. But there's no medic, no support here, no scouts. But Zoo actually doesn't know about this, so they're going to let him easily cap off the second point and push on to final.
Yeah, that was that last cap there is a little bit of an infamous play coming out from Back to the Bones daycare. They're known for their back caps, I'll say. Anyway, here's a trade coming into last, just aggressing on left side, pushing the red team back into spawn with Big Bomb coming out of tank drop, but the double soldier coordination applying just so much pressure to Chief and bringing him down. Although there's only one player up on last, and there goes the round to Bones daycare.
Oh man, Bones daycare seriously taking the Zoo to school here, giving him that preschool lesson on how to absolutely get obliterated on this map so far. 4-0 in favor of Back to the Bones daycare. Going to the rollout here. I'm gonna center over the middle. There we go. Oh, there's cherry blossoms as well. There's so much greenery in this game now. It used to be
beautiful
all
map.
dust. Yeah, it used to be all dust and deserts and shit. Now it's all green and beautiful. Just slightly missed the air rocket there from tank drop. Almost got it there. Swari comes out a kill. Jamal gets down tank drop. And, well, looks like Zoo possibly might get a win here. But here comes Moo takes down the medic. Oh dear, Beefy goes down. Now it's a 4-man down for the Zoo boys. And it looks like Boner is just coming out here with a great little play. Poking the corners, getting the right damage on. And what the hell is Strength doing? Strength is looking down there, looking for possible suicide chop onto the medic. Here he goes for Disney. 1-2 shots. He does get him down. That's a great play there coming out from Strength. They do lose the center point, but they will take down the medic, resetting that Uber count. And that's actually a very good play here for Zoo. Obviously, they're going to stop the momentum of Boner. It's just a tiny bit pushing on to that next point, but Ants not looking too good for Zoo here as they're on the precipice of a 5-0.
Yeah, this is looking. I'll agree with you. This is looking a little bit grim for the Zoo. There is 15 minutes though, so it's not a made match. There's, you know, I've seen teams come back from this. You know, there's this is doable, and that med frag I think might be the hint that there's a little bit more left to say in this game. That med frag was just very impressive coming out of Stir the Star, and actually also from Jamuel that mid, just so much dominating power coming out of that player, hitting so many directs, air-shotting, I think it was tank drop, and also air-shotting Chief in the same mid. But looks like they're going to be trying to fight second. They're going to need I think this is the right play from them. They need to keep this game going quickly to try and roll back this very big point deficit. The trade of Ubers coming out is actually going to solidify this. Players getting dropped left, right, and center during that exchange was I think this was very well played by the Zoo. Not only did they rolled the Uber advantage, they managed to get the point, even though they did force, but oh, this is the play onto the med. Surely the dream. No,
nope,
okay.
Denied.
Unfortunate, but oh, and the medic and scout go down to the spawn cap.
Oh,
so unfortunate.
Mate, Steak is rolling out the dinner right now. There is no meat shortage on his grenade launcher right now, man. You go to his Woolies right now, there is Steak aplenty because Steak is bringing out the damage. Takes down the medic, takes down the scout, and it looks like Mr. Chiefy Boy does go to Sniper as well. Nope, and it looks like Space is going to go to... They're just rotating characters right now. We had a Spyro, we had a Sniper, Spyro... Mixing up the Bloody Warriors and combining them. We had a Spy, then a Sniper, and then a Flamethrower, a Pyro, but now it's back to normal. Anyway, 2-man cap onto this warehouse point here by the Zoo guys here, looking to push their advantage. For once, they've actually pushed it all the way back onto the side here, and it looks like we do have space on the Pyro as well, and we have a heavy coming out from Olaf as well for the final control point hold, as Zoo looking to possibly put themselves on the board here, but it's going to be quite a hard fight here. Pushing out here from the left-hand side, Uber has been popped there onto Man of Steak. Heavy, putting some serious damage onto him there. Great work here from Space with the double kill with the Flamethrower from behind. So that flanking Flamethrower gets quite a few kills there, but it's a 4-man advantage here for the guys from Boner, and they will be able to clean it up quite nicely. Space, the MVP of that fight, getting that double flank kill with the Flamethrower, and it looks to be that Zoo will not, unfortunately, be able to take out that final control point there and put themselves on the board just yet.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. Sometimes I have to admit the Pyro play was really what clutched that for them. Just the flames completely split apart the red team, and that death ball is really, I think, what the Zoo kind of does best. Their ability to just stick together and just roll forward with momentum kind of got stopped dead by the flames. But this is a huge player ad coming in into last. Zoo manages to.
Wow.
Yeah, that caught me so off guard. That last push, just instant player out and managing to clutch it. That was well played.
Oh man, that was a fantastic play here from Zoo coming in here, forcing off the control point there and getting them all down nice and fast. And I think Olaf is the real winner here because he found himself an enforcer.
Oh yes, the best weapon in the whole game. But the
Totally.
double bomb, that huge double bomb, basically perfect timings there, gets the medic and draws the whole team not only back but onto the low ground. Should give a good opportunity for the red combo to come forward and catch them in bad positioning. But it looks like that follow-up didn't quite come through, especially
what the hell happened there? Because like we saw, like you said, the double bomb there from the Zoo soldiers of of all Stir Boy and Jamal, and then got the medic down nice and fast. But the rest of the team, like, where the hell were they? They were nowhere. They were gone. They vamooshed. And unfortunately, you know, the medic does drop as well. To the suicidal soldier, and basically, like, what was a very aggressive, fantastic rollout led to nothing. I mean, we have Boner back in control of center.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll agree with you that that's pretty disappointing that they didn't manage to pull that mid back, but a double bomb can only do so much, especially in a map like Reckoner, where you can just sit back on the height and play defensively, even though essentially the entire combo of Back to the Bones Daycare was getting just harassed on the low ground. 2 soldiers versus a combo isn't a winning fight, and I think they just managed to prevent, as long as they were able to prevent the Zoo's combo from coming in and following up, they managed to keep their cool and just win the 3 or 4v2. But contesting second is what's happening right now, and yeah, and the Zoo gets just completely cleaned up. Uberad, you know, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat, and yeah, this game's a nail biter. This one's getting. I mean, obviously, but Back to the Bones Daycare is in the lead, but I think it's still definitely possible for the Zoo to pull it back. They just need to get in touch with their aggression, keep their comms clean, keep a cool head, and try and just take fights where they can get them.
All right, well, speaking of fights, here comes Back to the Bones Daycare pushing with the Uber here on the scout, going for that aggressive Pyro. The Pyro is air blasting them out into the corner though, so it does deny a lot of that Uber time, but unfortunately for them, the Zoo boys losing downstream. They lose down Swari as well. Great revenge shields coming out here from Zoo as well, but here we go, final fight, possibly coming in here right now. Raz is on about 10 health, going after that Demo Man medic combo as well. Oh my god, he actually did it. He takes down the medic, assisted by Steak as well. Steak with the fat kills there. Will clean up as well. So that was a very, very close hold there by Zoo. And will obviously take out the medic, take out that Demo Man as well. The back cap. Oh, almost.
The demo pick?
Oh,
Space Marines these. Oh,
that was good. That was good. He almost got it. Like, he almost got the medic as well. But that was very close. Ooh, this is a nail biter.
Yeah, yeah. Very this is a great game to watch. I'm glad I'm casting it with you, man. Big midi coming out of tank drop.
Alright, so here we go. We have the Boner guys now trying to fight and contain the Zoo from pushing back out onto their second control point here. Jamal going for that cheeky kill onto the medic attack, possibly. Backcap is being taken right now, but the Zoo guys are there to defend. Sticky bombs are on the point as well to prevent any kind of sneaky scout on there. Here we go. Nope, they've been taken out there. Here we go. Point is being taken out. Unfortunately, no one from Zoo can get on it, and that's going to be 5-1 in favor of Boner. So that gives them a 2-0 map score so far in this series.
Not just yet, Jinx.
No,
It's been a minute.
So we see. It's not best to 5 anymore. Actually, it's best. It's the first to be winning by 5. So there's one more round. So the dream is still alive. Actually,
I'm such a fucking boomer, so I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go back to playing Age of Empires.
Big bomb coming out of Jamuel. Sorry, yeah, not to cut you off there.
No.
Okay, yeah. So big bomb's coming out of Jamuel there, does a lot of damage, but I think the med frag from Bifia, I think it is. Big med frag picking up Olaf there. That's gonna be one for the folder. But the huge bombs coming out of Jamal, just doing so much work. And I think if they were just a little bit more coordinated on the follow up, they could really be rolling these mids, which is really what you need in this position. I hate to be that guy, but it's still winnable. This is still winnable for the Zoo. You know, picking up four rounds in 6 minutes. You know, if you're farming, that's doable. That's doable.
You reckon?
Yeah, they just need to show the aggression that actually they're showing right now, coming very far forward, picking up the soldier and the force. Excellent, excellent work.
We gotta talk about that. All right, freaking stir with that huge, like, I get it, midi. Followed up by the follow-up there by Swari with the scout shot to the face. Absolutely clutched that there. Back cap, though, going on there. 3-man cap on the center control point. It's a 2-man cap on the back cap here. 4-man on center control point. Who's going to get it first? That's the question. It's going to be a nail-biter, but it looks like it's going to be Olaf taking out that second control point there, going for the final one as well. It's going to be a scout tool to see who wins.
The one who lost!
Olaf just obliterated him, and it's going to be 6-1. There you go. GG is called on the board. That's the real GG, not the fake GG. And that was absolutely insane. Olaf coming out with the back cap. Olaf with the meat shot to the face, and will secure the win for them.
my goodness, that was so clutch coming from Olaf, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it on stream before, but Olaf, well known and possibly well feared for his backcapping ability there, which is we hadn't seen really all game. There were a couple of backcaps, but I think they were coming from the blue soldiers rather than Olaf. But at the last minute, rearing its head was the famed Olaf backcap, winning that clutch 1v1 against Raz. Just Raz, I believe. Winning them the whole game. That's a moment for the ages, frankly. So
absolutely. Looking at these logs though, man. Coming in at 312 DPM, Mr. Steak popping off that game. Unfortunately, unable to convert it for his team. Going with 7,473 damage. Followed pretty closely by Moo with 306 DPM. Chief coming in pretty quickly with 282 after that. Sorted by kills, you actually see Tank Drop just having one of the best games of his life. 26 frag. Moo following pretty closely with 23, and Space coming in with 21. I think I can see a reason that that team might have been able to take a lot of those fights when you've got those three players topping off the scoreboard. Jamuel does come in pretty quickly thereafter, so don't want to take away from him. While we're here, let's talk about medic stats. You can see that both medics really had a really similar game. Dizzy obviously being able to hold onto his Uber for much, much longer. He wasn't being as pressured because, you know, there was sort of like a case where Back to the Bones were sort of like leapfrogging that player ad, Uber ad, player ad, Uber ad. So they were just constant like power, you know? So obviously he was able to hold on to his Ubers a bit longer, but other than that, I mean, the stats are about the same. There's not really much to say. That's just like, it looks really upsettingly uneven, 6-1, but it really, really was not.
Yeah, I think sometimes the logs don't do justice to really just how intense that game was. I mean, yeah, but Back to the Bones Daycare it was a little bit of a roll, but just so many clutch moments, so many clutch middies, and I think these teams really just gave it all they could, and that's all you can really ask for. I think just showing off why these two were both top seed and also the two top teams. That grand finals was fantastic in my opinion. Olaf's, yeah, I just can't get over it. Olaf's back up there at the end. Jamal's middies throughout the game, essentially. His just incredible coordination with Stir the Star just was was so impressive. I gotta commend them on that. If only there was just that little bit extra follow up, that little bit extra coordination, I think could have pulled the cat out of the bag in a lot of those situations. So looks like we're gonna get a few players in for interviews here. Yeah, Stir the Star and Jamal, the two soldiers for the zoo, and here they are. So, my boys, thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like we played well in the first map, and slowly started to fall apart in Reckoner. But well played to Bones. They had a good season. I think just at the end, we just weren't coordinating as a team. So, but they just played well in general. So, props to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree that you guys were doing quite well on Granary, but I think even though it was a little bit of a roll on Reckoner, I wouldn't knock your efforts honestly. Your soldier double bombs were just perfect. Perfect.
They were pretty shocking and Reckoner, mate. Not gonna lie. Didn't do enough problems on that, mate.
Well, I don't know. I think you're.
How are we?
Oh, hey, is that Steak I hear?
That is.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that I think although the mids didn't always go in your favor, I think your double bombs were doing so much work. If only there was just a little bit more follow up. Did you guys find that or?
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
I blame Steak, to be honest, man.
Yeah, it's all me. I anchor this team. I'm like a hardcore anchor. We don't talk about it.
Every team has to have a hardcore anchor, my man. It just happens, you know? You guys played really well. I just want to put it out there. Like, unlucky on the loss, I suppose. second place is still first place loser when you think about it, so that's not so bad, you know?
Now, Back to Bones definitely deserved first this season, I reckon. They grinded really hard. They got some pretty decent players.
For sure, my man. And I think we do have one of the gamers from the Back to the Bones daycare. So, you know, keep it in your pants, guys. No fighting in my mumble, alright?
We're not going to be fighting.
But keep that on the battlefield. We've got Mumu here, the Back to the Bones daycare roamer.
Hello.
How are we? What got any thoughts to that game, Moo?
The whole game.
Let's say got any thoughts for just Reckoner then? Just for now.
Reckoner was a blur.
Well, how about that clutch back cap from Olaf there, winning that 1v1 at the end?
Yeah, that was nuts, and I don't know if it was caught on stream, but just earlier he had hit a mean trick stab on the medic.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah.
Olaf really showing his mechanical and mental game there. Yeah, we've got the medics from both teams here, Dizzy and Bafia. Is it Buffet? How do we say it?
Bafia, I think.
Bafia. Yeah, I was.
We were calling him Beefy. So,
yeah, I was
you
saying
know.
beefy because like I'm not gonna try and pronounce Bafia while I'm like screaming about other shit. To be honest.
That's all good.
Sabotage of the stream. So yeah, did you guys have anything to comment on? I saw the coordination from the Red Soldiers really everywhere, especially on Granary, but it was also there on Reckoner. But the Stir the Star and Jamal's double bombs were very impressive. Did you guys on Back to the Bones Daycare, did you guys feel like you had to kind of wise up to that partway through? Because that's what it seemed a bit to me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
for
really
sure.
hard pressure on their mid. Like, it was hard to deal with it. Especially at the beginning, it was just like, there was just so much pressure coming in on us that we had to sort of adjust, which we sort of did on Granary, but came in a bit more on Reckoner there. Props to their soldiers, though, for just making us yeah.
Speaking of Granary, though, if you can all cast your minds back, how the hell was your heart going for that one? Because at least on our end, I mean, it was pounding. Like, that 2-2 golden cap,
Yeah.
like, jeez Louise.
Was there a bit of like bit of a team chat between the normal game and the golden cap from you guys? Were you what was running into your head through your head going into that golden cap? Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, Sake.
Honestly, I was just trying not to tilt myself for one, and I was trying to get the team to just like have a strategy to go in and win that, but it didn't really work out. It was really unlucky. They just played the better mid.
Yeah, that's how golden caps often go, is just whichever team wins mid. That being said, though, your mids were not to be knocked there. Pretty impressive, I think. All said and done. But yeah, this was a really great game to end the season on. I'll say.
Yeah, I think for sure both of your teams, and I don't think there's too many from Back to the Bones, Space and Mumu. I think that's it. And Dizzy. Sorry, my man. You guys, both teams, you all played fucking well, man. Like, it was really good watching. It was really good just seeing you guys play.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Sorry, wrap it up in a second. Go to shoutouts, but quickly, we've got Raven Space Bear in here, blue team captain.
Hello, guys.
Any quick words to say?
Oh, it was really good. Really proud of my team. It was a good game, I guess. Yeah.
He says this now, but he gave us a stern talking to on that last round.
Yep.
Oh,
Space.
too many people fucking voting. I see. That
Nah,
last round.
it was all hype. It was all hype.
Okay, so so did you have any thoughts going into the golden cap on Granary? Very close game.
We were pretty confident because after the first half of the map, they were just doing the same thing in mids, just double bombing. So if we just played for the double bomb and like countering it, we just won every mid. So like after we figured that out, it was just like getting it better, you know, to deny soldiers. And I think that's why we won in the Golden Cap. We just like destroyed in mid.
Yeah, I definitely did notice that. I could see you actually specifically getting wise to the double bombs, making sure to stay high and let them walking into your projectiles and walking into your scouts. So yeah, it's interesting that that you bring that up as well. So Granary obviously was your map pick. I've spoken a bit at length about how that's one of your favorite maps in the pool, but were you a little nervous maybe going into Reckoner? That new map maybe you haven't played a bit, and yeah, were you worried it might not go how you expected?
Not really. We tend to have like good scrim results on Reckoner, even though it's not one of our better maps. So I think we were pretty confident going to Reckoner. We also had the tiebreaker to follow up, so we just wanted to pretty much finish it there. But we're happy with Reckoner.
Right. So, just before we do move to shoutouts, I got to ask, and I'll start with Back to the Bones. Are you guys sticking around? Are you staying together? Is it over? Is the dream done? What's the go?
I think most of us will stick together. Maybe there might be some roster changes or not. We'll have to see. But I think the whole core of the team will stay the same.
Beautiful. And how about you guys on the zoo? And all speak at once.
No, that is the dream's dying.
Dream's dying. Mate, I've
Fortunate.
actually never been more heartbroken.
Fortunate.
Oh,
Now,
well.
let's head to some shoutouts now. Just moving down the list. Buffy, do you have anyone you would like to shout out this game? All right, moving down onto Dizzy there. You got anyone you want to give credit to?
Hard to follow up that big speech by Buffy, but I'm just gonna have to shout out to G-Mans, Shibuti, all the Bones crew, and yeah, that'd be about it. Jamal.
I'd like to give a shout out to the Big J from Wagga. What an absolute unit. The big man himself. I'd like to give a shout out to Hazza and all our subs and all the players on the zoo for playing a good season.
No. On to you.
Yeah, shout out Bumble, shout out Matt the Master, all the guys who helped me in my first season, all the guys who let me play the big boy pugs, even when I probably fed a bit too hard. Yeah.
Alrighty. The big boy pugs, I like it. Space Bear, anything?
Big shoutouts to Time and Sunny. Shoutouts also to Jane Doe, Toka Hunters, Rat Soup, Cool Dad, Ants, Color, Rift, Crack, and lastly, my team.
I love it. I love the shout out to me as well. That's probably my favorite.
I take it back.
Okay. Well, Steak, Red Team Captain.
I definitely got to shout out Jerry. He's number one out there. Then there's all our subs. They're the ones. And then Smokey, just because he's cute.
All right, and last one of the players doing shout outs here. Stir the Star, do you have anyone you'd like to shout out? Beautiful.
My
Man.
mic
I don't
working
think
at all?
he's,
Is that Mr. Beefy?
Yeah, sorry, I haven't used Mumble for years, man.
Did
Oh,
you
there
have
we go.
any shout-outs before we move on, bro?
I want to shout out Brownie, also known as Liam now, as well as Pork.tf2. Yeah,
That's it.
both for my old team captains and some of the original players I played with back when I first started.
Good
All
on
right, love it. That's great. For me, just a few shout outs. We got Jane Doe, Chief, Olaf, Ratsoup, Adam, Tank Drop, Color, Space Bear, Esco, and Time. Just the boys.
Also shout out Cobra.
Jinx, baby, you got anything for us?
Shout out to people who were laughing at me calling it a crit when it was a golden weapon. Fuck you guys.
For Jazz, I'm just going to shout out to conspiracy theories. I know that's really all he cares about. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. He's just talking, so the stream can't hear the producer. He said, shout out to Bra Moment and to Moo because they're old friends. I'm just going to cut your whole speech down into 2 words, bro. just a couple quick ones from me. I just want to pop a quick shout out to Warrnambool, making it to the Shittown Power Rankings of the week for this week. And I also want to pop a really big shout out to that fuckwit in Mount Druitt that nicked $200 and something out of my bank account earlier this week. You mad cunt. Have a great evening. My final shout out is to you guys, the viewers. Thanks for coming out and enjoying the Capping Television stream of the Season 27 Open Grand Finals. I hope you all have a lovely evening.
Thanks, guys.
Guys, mate.